Governor Alex Otti of Abia State has announced that the Labour Party will hold congresses nationwide in March, culminating in a national convention. This comes amid internal wrangling, defections, and the exit of former presidential candidate Peter Obi. Governor Otti insists the party remains strong despite Obi's departure and the sack of Julius Abure as chairman.
The governor says membership revalidation and new registrations will begin immediately, with INEC already notified of the congresses and convention. Critics say this is a battle for control rather than genuine reform that the party needs. The question on the minds of many observers is, can the Labour Party survive this turbulence and reposition itself as a formidable force ahead of 2027? Join us this morning for this discussion is the National Vice Chairman, Southwest Labour Party, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Breakfast Central. Mr. Arabambi, can you kindly unmute your device, please? We can't hear you. Thank you.
All right.
Now let's get straight into it. Governor Otti says congresses will begin in March and a national convention will follow. But I want you to listen to what Governor Otti said, and then I'll pose my question to you.
INEC has also been notified very soon the congresses will happen. The national convention will also take place. The other major issue we discussed is the revalidation of membership and registration of new members. The committee has been set up, and very soon that will also take effect. We begin to be preparatory to the congresses that will start in March. We also regretted the exit of the former leader of the party, former presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. While we regret the exit and wish him well, we also resolved that the party should come together and become a stronger force. We have also lost a few members to the faction, some in the National Assembly.
Dr. Arabambi, what do you make of this coming from the Executive Governor of Abia State, that congresses will begin in March and a national convention will follow? The information reaching us is that we've lost connection with Dr. Abayomi Arabambi. We hope to reestablish connection with him as soon as possible because of this very important conversation we're about to have. But many people will find it strange that it's not coming from the National Working Committee of the party or the leadership, and it's come from the Executive Governor of Abia State. So it's a bit strange. Well, maybe also because, okay, well, let's ask. Is it because of the factionalization and the issues in the party? So yes, there definitely is that. The party has been divided within itself. He does not recognize the leadership of Julius Abure because Julius Abure has been sacked, a position that I'm very sure that Arabambi would completely disagree with. Senator Nenadi Usman, is meant to be the chairman, of the party, or the caretaker chairman of the caretaker until they go to convention.
Until they go to convention. So, with the Labour Party, from the Senator Nenadi Usman perspective, Alex Otti is a leading voice as a governor, right? As I believe he's currently the only Labour Party governor. Yeah, only Labour Party. So we can't undermine the fact that he has a lot of influence and he wields a lot of influence in the party.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot, guys.
And you think
they said they're going to
parties
appeal
are
court
trying
still.
to put their houses in order before 2027. I mean, we've seen with this pronouncement, we hope it will be the beginning of the steps towards, I mean, it depends on what Mr. Arabambi thinks, towards, mending fences and, finally putting an end to its fight. And don't forget that the PDP's big battle is still there, the battle for the soul of PDP, the Wike faction and the Shea Makinde faction. But, I mean, we're not discussing PDP today, we're discussing Labour Party. So we have Dr. Arabambi back with us, thankfully. Now, Dr. Arabambi, Governor Otti says congresses will begin in March. A national convention will follow. Do you recognize this process as legitimate? And what do you make of the court ruling that declared Senator Nannadi Usman as the recognized leader of your party?
Well, thank you very much. For the first time in our political jurisprudence, we have seen a judge who presented himself, as a willing tool in the hand of politicians. Because I am even surprised that any member of the obedient, whether it will be Alex Otti and the rest, will be coordinating the judiciary when we knew what they did after the presidential election in 2023, where they wished that even before the judiciary all manner of name when the result of the presidential election was announced. But Justice Peter Lifu, judgment has just, affirmed our fear that there is a gathering storm against the authority against us. And formally now been introduced into our, political system through the mandatory, as I will call it. Look at yesterday, he is not the national chairman, but the kind of monarchy role they wanted ab initio from APGA, where they were, sent out like a hyena war, and they ended up in PDP. I'm talking about, Mr. Peter Obi and Governor Alex Otti. And even there, they were not, after the 2019, they let PDP, all of them, they now came to Labour. The role they wanted to be playing is what they're playing out now, where you have, a chairman that knows nothing, sat down there, and the governor is the one announcing, even the program of the party. That is not, what Labour Party stood for. The kind of monarchy, government is what, we're saying played out yesterday. For us, the judgment has been appealed, motion for say has been filed, and also our petition yesterday arrived in the United States against Justice Peter Lifu, that we are going to submit to the Secretary of State, we will submit to the Congress, and also to the Office of the United States of America. We have here at our mind that we now have judiciary who might by error pronounce Nigeria as part of territory of Ghana if care is not taken. Because if a judge knows his onion, you should know for whatever reason you cannot adjudicate over judgment of Supreme Court. And you'll be saying, in my opinion, you do not have any opinion. You are a judge of the Federal Court. You are not even judge of the Court of Appeal. You are not even judge, of the Supreme Court. You sat over it and you convert jurisdiction upon yourself, reading what we call obiter dictum as ratio decidency. If any lawyer or a judge claims he doesn't know the difference between obiter dictum and ratio decidency, that person should resign and go back to his village, to go and learn some trade or, go into some form of businesses. We are highly disappointed, and we have, on appeal and motion for say, and I'm telling Nigerians that judgment will be trashed in the Court of Appeal. It's not going to stand the test of time, but just what they wanted to achieve was what Martin Luther King said, that the ultimate tragedy is not in the oppression, of the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. We will not remain silent. We will continue to back into Labour Party. Because I challenge anyone to tell me that Peter Obi is time from my party. And I challenge everybody to tell me obtain the ADC card.
The network isn't fair to us on a Monday morning. It's been that way. Turbulent, if you want to use that word, right from the get-go as we started Breakfast Central. Dr. Rabambi, Mr. Rabambi, hopefully we can get him.
You've been lining up questions. I saw you.
Yeah, I mean, there are many questions.
I mean,
I just wanted to explain.
Yeah, being the legal expert
legal
on the
luminary.
team. Yeah.
No, I need him to explain because he's not obviously impressed by the decision of the court. He says that he's accusing
and is
people of not
casting
knowing
aspersions
the difference
on
between
the Honourable
obiter
Justice.
dictum and ratio decidendi. Okay, the reason for the decision and something that's said by the way. So it would have been great for him to explain to us, you know, in this using this particular case. All right, Mr. Rabambi, welcome back.
Good.
You explained it before we went on that break about them not knowing the difference between the obiter dictum and the ratio decidendi being the reason for the decision and something said by the way. How do you tie that to the current case or the court's judgment? Maybe we can help explain even further.
Now, what I'm trying to say is that we obtained the CTC, and the judge said the Supreme Court declared vacuum by that expression, where the Supreme Court said, "May I admonish political parties and their members, political parties." I think you and I know the meaning of singular and plural. They're in our jurisprudence. Ratio decidency is the form upon which a judge will base their judgment. In the Supreme Court, Nenadi was asking for constitutional interpretation of whether a court can assume jurisdiction by pronouncing someone as a leader of the party. That was what the appeal court threw away, but the Supreme Court agreed with her. That is all that, please, judges, whether you are from the Supreme Court, whether you are from the Court of Appeal or Federal Court, you lack jurisdiction. The issue of leadership is strictly internal affair of the political party. And we saw that one play out even in PDP up to today. But in our own case, somebody who went to court with Alex Otti and Peter Obi challenging the pronouncement of court over Abure is the same person that now turn around. But because they couldn't find their way out, all they did was that they compromised the judge. I have said it, Peter Lifu can write any bloody petition. We have our facts with us. I will be ready. I just told you we have submitted a petition to the Secretary of State. Our petition has reached United States. We are even still going to write petition to all the embassies in Nigeria so that this kind of person should be screened very well. Because we don't want a judge who will make an announcement that Nigeria is part of Ghana and it will be now be expected not to go to the World Court to now go and file an appeal. A ratio decidency is different from obiter dictum. The judges were talking about, political parties when your tenure expires because they argue it in their matter, but the court not take it.
Oh, seem to really be having connection problems. And we're hoping that this can be resolved so we can have a proper conversation with Mr. Rabambi.
Yeah, and then I'm also wondering why Mr. Rabambi is casting aspersion on the person of the Honourable Judge. If you have a right to appeal, why don't you just appeal and take it to a higher court to present your case?
Yeah, I mean, that's why he said they're going to the courts. Apparently, last time that pronouncement was made, having Senator Nenadi Usman, rather, as the chairman, okay, they had said that they are going to the appeal courts, that there was no reason for that to happen. But anyway, I guess he's back. Let me ask again, Peter Obi's exit has left a vacuum in the Labour Party. Do you think that the Labour Party is willing to go ahead without him? And if you look at your stance, especially from the other aspect of every single thing, we did have yourself, you also had Julius Abure, whom the court says his tenure had expired, and you also have Akpakpa, if I recall. Don't you think this should finally lead you and the rest of the members of the Labour Party to sit and eventually agree to work together, rather than this separation from who is really the true Labour Party member and who isn't?
See, this is what I'm saying. This was the narrative, so, to the press, that the court said, tenure of Abure has expired. And I've tried to even explain it. If that judge doesn't understand, we understood what we're trying to do, that there is a difference between ratio decidency and obiter dictum. They should not begin to turn our judiciary upside down because election is coming near the corner. No court in Nigeria ever said Abure tenure has expired. And even on your sister session, I have said it, that in that Supreme Court judgment, no court says Abure tenure has expired. And there is any court that says so, I challenge that person to petition the Inspector of Police. For me, it must be arranged. Because what that judgment did was an act of perjury and forgery. You have no right to review, the Supreme Court ruling. That's aside. Peter Obi has not left Labour Party. Peter Obi was just hibernating in ADC. And I have to point to that. I said the former vice president resigned from PDP and joined ADC. The former governor of River resigned from APC and joined El-Rufai. Even Governor of Kano resigned openly. They now, obtained the CD card. I challenge anybody to come and tell me where Obi obtained his own card. He didn't resign. They knew what they were doing. For me, his mole in PDP are just Nenadi. You can see Nenadi could not even announce their program. It was Governor Otti that said it is not dysfunction. Otti was just thinking Labour Party is like his company where you have the chairman, CEO, that you are the alpha and omega. It is not obtainable in our political party, and it's not going to stand anywhere. So for me, Mr. Peter Obi is just hibernating. They are like a gathering storm. They are still coming. He's coming back, and that's why we are filing an appeal, because we will not allow our party to be a tool of political insurrection. They are not running election 2027. Please quote me. Unless Otti, Peter Obi, they are not running for presidential election 2027. They are like a gathering storm, a serpent in our political trajectory that just wanted to make sure Nigeria is ungovernable. I make one addition to that. The ADC Public Secretary, Malam Abdullahi, I read it on your news, where he said that all those elements in their party from Peter Obi who are saying it is either Obi or nothing, he said they are divisive agents, and such they do not want in their party. This has always been the trajectory of most of these people. They needed just one thing, and they are looking for a legitimate platform to launch an attack against the Nigerian state. They want to make it ungovernable, because even yesterday, you saw them saying they are coming to take over party secretariat by force. In a purported next meeting, you are issuing threats that you are coming to take over the party on February 6th. We are waiting for them. Let them bring all the IPOP. Let them bring all the ESN from the east. Let them bring them to Abuja. We know what they want to do with the NLC. NLC just want to join them to make Abuja ungovernable. They knew their target. The president of Nigeria, our democracy, and his own wicked. That is their target. We are waiting for them. If they come, we will meet them for whatever they might think they are. He's just a governor in Nigeria. He doesn't have that monopoly of violence for him to go on national TV in a meeting and now be making statements that they are coming to take over that secretariat. It's not possible. They can never take over that secretariat. They can come in their millions. We will meet them in our own trillion. We are very ready. What they want to do was just to make sure once they come, they will at least fight some people, and they will now go abroad and say, oh, Tinubu has started killing people, Tinubu has started this, Tinubu has started that, because that has already been their hallmark, a mission accomplished. But we will make sure that they didn't accomplish that.
Mr. Abambi, so if I'm hearing you correctly, from the sense that I get from what you're saying, there is no room for reconciliation, because Governor Alex Otti has said that the parties, after the victory, he has said the party has resolved to pursue reconciliation and rebuild internal cohesion. I'm going to quote, he says, We want to appeal to Julius Abure and his team to shake their swords and come back to the party. If they're able to abide by the rules of the party, we will be happy to see them back. And they said that they'll set up a committee to foster this reconciliation to aid internal cohesion. From what you're saying, does it sound like you'll be open to having this dialogue or not?
Or receiving the olive branch?
Let me be very frank with you. It is an abomination when a Lucifer asked Jesus Christ to come for repentance. It's an abomination. And it's not going to happen in Nigeria. It has never happened anywhere in the world, even in the spirit being. The devil cannot form a church and you are not asking you as a disciple, come for repentance. It is an abomination. We not go, into such political rascality where an illegitimate body will now be asking us, come and join us. When Abure was there, the only brand was extended to them. He claimed he has all the financial resources to Ajah Labour Party. Now they have just done the first leg from the 3. We have been appealed, and this matter will end up in the Supreme Court. His purported notices is a ruse as far as we are concerned. It's not going to work because he knew we have filed an appeal. He knew they have been served. And when you are before a court, this is what we are saying. You are not supposed to do anything, that would disturb the rest of that matter. We have filed an appeal. We have filed a job for of execution. The court is going to call us very, very soon, for our hearing. But and in the field, we want to short circuit. The court of appeal, they will be highly disappointed because court of appeal consisted of 3 judges. It's not, like one who said in his own opinion, he can review the judgment, of the Supreme Court. It's a difficult game where the Supreme Court, consists of 5 judges, eminent juries. So if that is what they said they want to do, they are free. They can go on. But our own is that the devil cannot ask Jesus Christ to come for repentance in his church. It is not possible. We are not going for any reconciliation with any people I will call, political.
Okay, Mr. Rababe. All right, Mr. Rababe, thank you so much for your time. We'll wait to see what the update would be, especially now that we know that there are calls for conventions and the likes. Thanks for talking to us, and we look forward to speak with you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.